And we're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bigfoot Odyssey's late show. I'm your host, Carrie. With me, as always, Brad and Bailey. What's up, man? Where's Bailey? Sleeping?
Yeah, he's sleeping right now. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm all right.
Good to see you.
Tired. I'm sure I look wasted.
Wasted days and wasted nights.
Man, it's just been, I can't even tell you. Linda's home with the vid. She's doing well. People that have been messaging and asking, she's doing okay. Her and Hunter both. It's the fever, the achiness, and apparently that's the worst part of it. I had COVID in February of 2020 when they first started calling it what it was. Our entire shop got it.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, I was field supervising then, so I had to go to the office like every day, and the whole office had it in the shop. Every guy, all the guys in the back, were just sick. No one was calling it COVID then, and lo and behold, I got it, and I was down for about 4 days. It snowed, so I was inside anyway, and I didn't. It was weird. It was a weird kind of sick. Because it was all my lungs. There was nothing in my head. And that never happens with me. If I ever get sick, I usually have both. I just felt weird, but I did feel bad. But I got over it. And I haven't had anything like that since.
That's good.
My other boss, my new boss now says I got Delta back in when I was trying to get 168 done. Because I was sick for about 4 days. But I tested negative twice. But he said he tested negative too. Twice.
Did you get the rapid or a lab?
Had it sent off. Yeah. Where they dig it into your brain. Yeah.
I just had COVID. I just got over it a week ago, actually. So I had COVID when I was on the show last week.
Yeah. I had a nurse practitioner.
So many people got
stuck this thing in my nose and I wanted to punch her. That's deep enough. You know, you're scratching my brain. And so they sent it off. Came back negative, but you you hear all kinds of things about testing.
You never know.
I could tell you
just never
things.
know. Yeah. So, but Linda and Hunter are okay. So thank you all for asking that. All right, let's kind of get into this. But before we do, remind everyone again, please keep it clean for us in the chat. We appreciate that. You guys be nice to each other.
Be like Betty White. Like everybody.
Yeah, like everybody. There you go.
There you go.
And we got to try to sell you something. My Patriot Supply. You can find a link in the description. For My Patriot Supply is an emergency food supply. It lasts up to 25 years. We just updated our website. They updated it for us. We don't do anything. They just tell us, hey, this is the deals we're giving for you guys this month. And they give you a script and all that to read, but we're not doing that. If you want it.
In 20 years, though, we're going to have a taste test off of this year's Patriot Supply, and we'll let y'all know. Years. Or 20, just to be
to see
kind. Yeah, just to be sweet, and we'll let y'all know. And I'm sure we'll still be right here doing this. So,
but it's not expensive.
Stick around. It's
not expensive, and it's really good stuff. You get freeze dried fruits and all that good stuff with it. So just go check it out, and you don't have to go through us. Just go to any website. They've got all kind of deals there all the time. But if you use us, we get 2.5%. So we appreciate you very much. And there's nothing wrong with having an emergency food supply. And it is pretty good stuff. It is. But there's a link in the description. And for those of you that don't know how to get to a description, it depends on what you're on. If you're on your phone, on the bottom right of your screen, there's a little drop down arrow. You can hit that and it gives all the links. And I used to write descriptions for our guests when I had time, but I don't anymore. So we just have a standard, contact us if you have an encounter, that kind of stuff. But all right, it is very windy here, like gusting 60, 70. They set up to 80, but that's West Texas plains, and cold front is apparently behind it, but I don't know if you can hear it, but it's blowing something around on the roof of this trailer. So if you lose me, I'm still here.
It's supposed to be in Dallas within the hour, blowing 50 to 60. So you
guys got trees.
And we have trees. Thank goodness without leaves though right now, so that helps. But Still, it's going to be cold tomorrow. It might even some snow flurries in the afternoon. So there you go.
Welcome. I'm going to call you Seven. Welcome, Seven, to the Bigfoot Odyssey family. We appreciate you very much for becoming a member. We're getting up around the 450 mark on members, so that's awesome. All right. Bob is back with us again. We had him on last week, and we didn't get together like I wanted to through the week, but you did put some videos and stuff together, so we're gonna get into some of that stuff. Now, I noticed, did you go out with Turtle Man? Were you filming this?
No.
So where'd you get this stuff?
I got it on the Turtle Man. After I listened to your guys' experience, yours and Sasquatch theories, after I was listening to a few, I was just searching up like Bigfoot videos because I was curious, see if I could see anything. And I just happened to come along the Turtle Man's videos, and I was hearing things, and I seen stuff like looked like it was coming out of the corner of my eye and stuff like that, and I kind of wrote it off. And then the next week later, I went and redug through it. Then I had my experience a couple weeks later. Then I really, really dug into it, and I started zooming in on and everything. And there's stuff there, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, look. Well, we're gonna see, or we're gonna let people decide for themselves anyway.
Oh, 100%.
But before we get into that, just kind of refresh us on what happened to you with your experience.
Okay, so well, I was in Mansalona, Michigan. I was in Grayling when the Native American man told me that, you know, all of Michigan was like Bigfoot country, all of northern Michigan, and especially in the Upper Peninsula where he's from. And for me, about a couple weeks after I was in Grayling, I went up to Mansalona, which is I think 35 miles from Grayling. And I was here in Woodnocks or something when I was in a cabin there. I was up on a hill, you know, it's like a hilly area up there, up in that northern part of Michigan. And I was hearing real loud whacks, like it sounded like I was taking a baseball bat hitting a tree, like in the evening hours. And then at 2 a.m., I forgot my toothbrush. I went back out there, and then what just sounded like me just viciously hitting a tree, like honestly with a bat. I was like, what the hell was that? And then next thing you know, it sounded like a tree fell or something, and like the ground shook, like you could feel the rumble in the ground, you know. And my girl came out, and she witnessed that part too, and she's like, I don't know what that was. And then we were like, all right, let's go back in, you know, we don't know what's out here. So we go back in, and then at 7 a.m. the next day, I have a dream like that, you know, there's a Sasquatch to the right of me. This is strange, but this is just my story. So, and then I hear a loud whistle near my door that wakes me up. And then I start hearing like a growl of some sort, like, you know, I explained it like maybe a rabid wolves, but just a strange growl.
Yeah, explain it like no one's heard it yet, just in case there's someone that hasn't heard it yet.
So it sounded like a growl, like maybe from. So I was thinking in my head that somebody maybe had Siberian Huskies, you know, and whistled and had a pack of Siberian Huskies with them. That's honestly my first thought. And I was like, what the hell are they doing at my door? Excuse my language. And then the growls got real loud, like a high pitch and then real deep. It was really strange. And I was like terrified. So I'm thinking there's a bear at my door. And I close my eyes. I'm getting up. I close my eyes. My girl wakes up. She's like, what's that? I'm like, don't worry about it. Go back to sleep. She's on sleeping medication, so she goes back to sleep. And I go over like on her side because she was closer to the window. And there was a big window, and I was going like this. I was literally so scared because the growling was like going through me. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And I'm trying to lock my door totally because I thought that I didn't leave the top lock, locked. And I see a giant shadow from the window, but it's foggy out. And like this thing is rocking my door. It's rocking my door. So I take a step back and I'm like, oh man, I don't know what the hell to do, you know? And then finally
rocking your door was your
rocking the door. Well, the door was shut, but it was like pushing on the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. And I actually got pictures of the handprint, but I didn't even, man, I'll send that to you like after the show.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can find them, hopefully. by the time I got to the door, it was gone. After I mustered up the courage finally. So I'm just standing there for like, I don't know however many seconds while this thing is like rocking my door and growling like a growl that's, I can't even explain it, man. Huh?
Were you armed?
No, I had nothing. I was going to bring my gun and I didn't. So I should have.
I'm always of the mind I would rather have it and not need it.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. For some reason,
when I don't have it, that's when I'll probably at least feel like I need it.
Exactly.
When I don't have it with me.
Right.
It's I know Brad, same way. American Express card. You just don't leave home without it. And look, I don't have a gun for Sasquatch. I've got a pistol for people.
Right.
Because people are crazy no matter where you go. But out here, they tend to be a little bit more wound up, I think, than anywhere else that I frequent, which is mostly just home. But Linda and I do travel, and something about the people out here. Of course, everybody's got the Bluetooth in their ear, so you can't tell who's crazy anymore. Everybody's talking to themselves.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
That's very true. It's always a good excuse. If I get caught talking to myself, I just, point to the ear and keep going. Yeah.
Not you, man.
Yeah.
You blah, blah, blah. No.
It's like on the phone.
Yeah. But the thing about West Texas is everybody's carrying guns. So, it's an even playing ground out here. Right. But anyway.
Very true.
We digress no further. Go ahead.
I diverged.
Yes.
So, and then I told Brad, what's funny is Brad actually mentioned this last week. So as I'm driving to my appointment, 2 hours later after this incident, I'm telling my girlfriend, like, Google black bear growls. You know what I mean? Because I thought it was a bear at my door, possibly, because it was just whatever made that noise had like powerful lungs, like something that was huge. I was like, I don't know. I couldn't wrap my mind around it, really.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, there's some audio going around. Someone sent it to me, and it's, I'm not saying it's not Sasquatch. It very well could be, but what I've heard and some of the recordings that convince me, there's no doubting what it is. It's that you can just tell it has that kind of power to it.
Right.
Some of the things that I've been hearing lately, it kind of sounds like a guy, maybe in a bucket or a coffee can. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's aside from not being, I guess, normal, whatever normal behavior is, it's rare to get anything like that anyway. But just to hear it, if you there's a video, it's I'll put a link in the description if someone reminds me later, in case I forget. It is a video called Screams Caught on Game Cam, Georgia, 2013. Listen to that. That kind of sounds like a dude, but you can tell there's power to it, and there's a tone. It's like a droning whine in the voice, and it sounds like it's got some distance to it. That sounds like that tone that you normally get in those the ones that I think are Sasquatch anyway. So, but hey, what do I know? So let's have a look at one of these. Let's look at Green Man in Bush.
Sure.
Let's look at that one.
Okay. This one's quite interesting. For me, it's my smoking gun. I literally eliminated pretty much all doubt after I've seen this. Yeah.
Well, do you want to look at that one last?
Yeah, we could do that. You could do either one of those other ones first. Those are the one that I got Bigfoot swinging in tree. It's that one that I showed you guys last week, but I zoomed up on it. It's not the greatest quality, but then I actually took screenshots. I was able to get a face shot of the big black one in the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of it, you'll see. I was able to I didn't like Photoshop nothing or anything. I just changed contrast. That's it. I didn't like anything or nothing like that. But you'll see.
This is as big as I can get it. All right, this is kind of the one we showed last week. And you did some work on it, right?
This one.
Can you see my cursor?
I just zoomed up on it here. Let me.
Can you guys see my cursor?
I could not.
So
no. Okay.
So I think that So I just showed you like what it looked like, but without the zoom, and then I zoomed up on it just to show you like what video I was kind of like, giving you a perspective of what it looked like originally, and then here I'm trying to put my magnifying thing on, and then I'm just gonna scroll back, and then you're gonna see it.
Okay, and where should we be looking?
Okay, it's gonna be in the upper right.
That's right.
It's it's in slow motion. I put everything in slow motion because
that doesn't help the quality.
Yeah, it doesn't help the quality at all. So just to give you an example, there it is right there. The reason why I put it in slow motion is because it looks like it grabs a branch, and that was the only time I ever seen it was in slow motion. I looked like a green arm grabbed the branch, but it's hard to see from that.
Angle. I'm totally lost.
Yeah, this. There it is, right there. No, I got those are the screenshots. The one in the upper.
But where? You say there, but where? Up there where the yellow thing is.
Okay, so if you pause it, oh, sorry. Can you pause that or no? Like at certain points?
I believe I can. Yeah.
Okay, so
I have to get back to it.
Okay, so towards the end of the video, I have screenshots, right? If you can just get straight to the screenshots.
All right, can you guys see it?
That might help you guys out.
Can you see it?
Me?
Can anybody see it?
I can.
Yeah, the quality is pretty bad.
Can you see my cursor now? It's on the gun.
Yeah, I see your cursor.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so stop it in just a second here if you can. Go like all the way to the screenshots, and I just want I'll direct you with your cursor.
All right, this is toward the end.
Yeah, it's getting towards the end there. After that creature, whatever it is, jumps into the other tree. I don't know what.
All right, this is a screenshot looks like. What is this in the middle here? What is this?
Okay, so that colored thing.
Yes.
I was using the magnifying thing, and I put it onto the right, but somehow it went back in the middle. Apparently, I didn't notice that. So the screen. So if you see that tree, two trees to the left of that big tree right there on the right.
Right.
So
here.
Yep. That and follow that up right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see that?
Yep.
Now that thing moves all the way up to like that higher branch above it.
It's awful small. Whatever it is.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
But it's also someone's also moving with a camera,
right?
So you get this parallax effect.
Yep, and there it is again, and then it goes. Yeah, that was it.
All right,
for that one, and then this, if you can pause it. So this is that black one. I changed the contrast and everything like that. And then if you just play it one more time, as I zoomed up on it so you can see. I'll try to point this out to you guys. I don't know if you can see it well, but. I'm seeing eyebrow ridge, deep eyebrow ridge, a nose, and a mouth along, the sloping head.
And where this is that same thing that was up there?
Yep, the big one, the big black one. Yep.
Awfully
up
tiny,
in the tree. Yeah.
That's awfully small.
Yeah.
And I mean, I see what you're saying, and I'm not. I mean, it's it is what it is.
Right.
I mean, whatever it is.
Right.
How do I get
it's difficult to see when you're playing with these things. They move.
It is. Plus, we're on StreamYard.
Yeah, I wish that was.
That was the one we saw last week. Okay, and just straight up, it's not going to convince anybody of anything.
Right.
That doesn't already believe anyway.
Right. My thing is though, if you zoom up on something, you can kind of see like a head shape, even how far it is, and the head shape don't resemble anything that to me when I kept looking trying to figure it out. But it is difficult to see. It really is.
All right, what are we looking for here now?
Okay, you can do Bigfoot baby on a tree.
That's what this is. Baby Bigfoot mom. That's what this is right here. Can you see it?
Yep. I don't see it yet. It's not up.
You guys don't see it yet.
Nope.
All right, my fault. Share screen.
The quality is even worse after I like tried to send it. I think I sent a copy of it or something. Jesus.
We see it now.
Yeah. Okay, so
All
this
right.
is really small, and this is just I got a couple screenshots at the end of this one as well, but you could see movement. I tried to zoom up on it as best I could because it's so far away,
Okay, where are we looking now?
Directly in the middle of the screen, almost.
Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That so back to the right down a little bit. I see your cursor. That tree, that little black thing down there, and I zoom up on
right
it.
here.
Yeah, and it's right there. And
Okay.
then when you watch the video, I zoom up on it, and
all right.
yeah, the
So
quality.
I mean, I just want to give people a place to focus.
Yeah.
So all right, I'm gonna hit play.
No, I got you. So I'm kind of just like pointing it out, and I zoom up on it, and it's hard to see after it's been compressed the video, but
Sure, it gets pixelated.
It's definitely
video.
It's very strange what happens here, because this thing turns its head and goes behind the tree, and then it pops its head back out, and then a little one's gonna take off to the right of it, over or around the tree. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
I know it's kind of long. It's gonna take a minute, but I slowed it down so you can see kind of its movement. I put it all the way at the slowest speed that I could, by frame, and that's not the best for quality in a lot of instances. But you see how it's behind the tree now? Whatever it is, and it looks like it's standing up to me, and then there's one crawling back on, and then that thing's face turns. It looks like its face is back around the tree again. It's hard to see though.
I don't see a face. All I see is this black thing. Where's the face? Yeah. Where's the face?
Right there, that white spot. I think that's a face because the way it turns. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think because when it was behind the tree.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, again, I think it's something small because this tree right here, and this looks like it's in front of it. Mm-hmm. And the wind is blowing a little bit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But, man.
Okay, and then the screenshots are going to be a little bit better quality, hopefully. I was trying to change the contrast on them a little bit there. Yeah, the quality is worse than when I, sent it, or when I did it originally. So
Turtle Man's looking around now.
So do you see what I'm saying now?
What you're saying.
Yeah. And then there's like a little one that escapes off the back end of that one. Then it turns back on, and then it releases it to the right, and then it's on the tree now. Strange.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw what you were pointing out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look, this is what I see. It just looks like something small. Maybe the wind's blowing it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Devil's advocate. That's all. I'm not trying to
that's cool.
break you or anything.
You're good. Yeah.
I don't want to say anything because kids might be watching. How guys normally, we bust each other.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just, you sent me this stuff. I didn't get a chance to look at it earlier. We're looking at it here with everybody else now, and we appreciate you bringing this stuff for us to look at.
Right.
It's just so hard to discern anything from it, really. But it's not uninteresting.
Yeah.
It's always good at least to see something to hone your skills per se.
Absolutely.
Looking
These
at
pictures
this
are hard
stuff.
to find, man.
Oh yeah.
They like to hide.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know of them.
Yeah.
They like to hide, and they'll just poke a little piece of their face out, and that's what you'll get. An eyeball, side of a nose.
Right.
That's not going to convince anybody of anything either.
Right.
So it's just one of those things where the normal behavior of this creature is usually hiding and not giving you very much to prove anything.
True.
Or convince anybody of anything.
I agree.
let's look at this last one here.
My last one. This is my best one. Hopefully the quality is going to be good enough, but I can guarantee you 100% there's a creature with a hominid hand that pulls down the bush, and you can see it. You'll see it.
Don't say that. Don't be guaranteeing stuff.
I can guarantee that.
All right, where are we looking?
Okay. just play the video. So at first, sorry, yeah. So you could
I see something with a hat.
Once again, this is going to be easy. This is not going to be easy to see. It's green. The creature is green amongst green bushes, but you're going to be able to see basically its
that's
whole
normal. Creatures trying to look like the bushes.
Yeah.
So you see my cursor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which way?
Okay, so it's going to be to the left. Go left to that next tree, the one that's sticking out. You know, that one. Okay, and then it's like diagonally down to the left. Yeah, see that triangle right there, right, a little bit up. That triangle area is about to be where that creature is, and he gets up, pops his head up, and comes back down.
All right, everybody, look right there, right in this area.
Okay, so I actually show you the regular distance at first, and then I show you a zoomed up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there he is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Well, I saved the best for last.
That is interesting.
You're gonna see him a little bit closer. I zoomed up on him. There he is again. He's popping out. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully everybody didn't leave, and then they don't get to see the best one yet, right?
Nah, there's over almost 400 people.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I appreciate the love, everybody that's been giving me in the live chats that I wasn't able to.
Yeah, look, man. Hey, you don't quit. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. This is that's not nothing. I don't think that's a leaf.
It's gonna come up. You're gonna see that's his hand. He's pulling. He's gonna pull down the bush and come up. There he is, right there. You see him?
Yep.
I see something.
Something's. I don't see horns.
That is, in my mind, normal Sasquatch behavior.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
awfully mobile.
Moving.
There he is again. He's popping his head out. You see him picking his fingers up, pulling the bush down. Yep. There he is. Green. Yep.
I see something there.
Yeah.
Definitely popping up and down.
That man is green. I call him the Green Man. That's why I put it on the video. Looks like a green man to me.
It's something.
Yeah, that's my smoking gun right there, man. I got a couple screenshots too. You can see his fingers pretty good.
And you just picked this out of a Turtle Man video. Was he looking for
Yeah, he had talked about he seen one, and he went and followed it like a week later.
I like that shirt he's got on. I got one just like that.
Oh, Turtle Head? I mean, Turtle Man?
Turtle Head. Don't call him that.
So he's going to come up.
I just got a text that said that.
So everything's real. Like I said, I put everything to 0.25 because if you put it in regular speed, most people probably wouldn't even see it, to be honest.
Right.
So I can see exactly where it is again. It's right in the middle there, you know, that darker green area.
Yep.
He's hiding again, but he's going to come out one last time. This is all like live, you know. This isn't me like reviewing or
you're not there. This is somebody else's stuff.
Yeah. There he is again.
Yep.
No,
he's gonna poke his head kind of to the side, I think. Instead of coming straight over, he's gonna look to the side. It looks like in a second there. Yep, there he goes over the side now. Yeah.
Turtle Man slipping.
Yeah. Well, that thing's green, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's moving.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. Big time.
I mean, that was a good catch.
That's moving more than anything else. So it kind of leads me to think that maybe it's not anything blowing in the wind, but it's just not. It's not clear enough to tell exactly what it is.
No.
But I mean,
so there's. I think that's if you see the white on its face, it looks like a goatee or like a beard almost. And then if you could zoom up on that, those are fingers, man. That's a kneecap. That's a head.
It's so pixelated.
Oh, I know.
There's no telling what you're looking at.
I know.
But that's you did. I'll give it to you. You definitely saved the best for last. that was pretty interesting, actually.
Oh, that was a good catch.
I appreciate that.
I mean, look, whether anything that I called a leaf hanging, whether it was that or not, I'm just telling you what the skeptic is going to see.
And I hear you 100%.
What they're going to say. So I'm not disagreeing with any of it. People may lambaste, and I do. I get kicked in the teeth all the time over stuff like this. But you know,
ever since I said I see on the little people,
I said 400. There's 340, 342 now. So I couldn't see how many there were. I just knew it was over 300.
Yeah.
But you know,
it's always good to see anything, even if you don't know what it is. To catch something like that is you know, like we said, it's a good catch.
I appreciate it. I really if I feel like if a professional, like somebody that is good with like videos and stuff like that, really looked at that, I guarantee you they'll see fingers. That's my opinion, but I'm just saying, just for anybody that hears me, you know.
So where did you get that? What's the video?
So YouTube. Okay, so it's the Turtle Man Hunt for Bigfoot episode 5 on YouTube, and it's at the 44-minute 41-second mark. It starts, I believe. And if you can watch it in real time, he pops his head out, he looks, and he goes back down. Then he comes back out and goes back down, you know?
So it's pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, quick.
Well, how many times did you watch that before you caught it?
Twice. I think the first time I seen something out of corner of my eye.
I need to send you some footage.
I love it. I love to look over it, man.
It's from Florida because I got a ton of it.
I bet.
From a lot of different devices and some good cameras, some 4K cameras.
Right.
That I need to go through myself, and one day I'll probably get to. We are getting ready. Things are happening. We've got all the sites reserved for Florida in March to go back.
What part? Just out of curiosity.
South Florida.
South Florida? Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of South Florida, and I mentioned this on Wednesday's show, I did an interview Tuesday with a guy at a small channel. He's just getting started. And I try to do interviews with anybody that asks when I have time to do it. So I carved out an hour, a little bit more than an hour to go to sit in and with him and just to let everybody know, go check that out. It's Squatching South Florida. There's a link in the description for the Wednesday video. I'll put another one in this one if I remember to. It's I'm frazzled, to say the least, out here. But it's a good discussion, and you guys, he needs some support. He needs to get those subscribers up. So go down there. His name is Matt. It's Squatching South Florida. He does a live show. I think he's going to be doing some stuff in the field too. But just a good guy, and go check out the video, hit the description, watch it, leave a comment, because if you want to help out any YouTube channel ever, comment. That's all you have to do. If you want to help us out, leave a comment in the comments section. I was talking to a good friend of mine, his dad, used to email me all the time. Terry, hope you're not driving right now. He's like, man, how do I comment? And because he said, look, I only started texting about 5 years ago. So I'm not, a tech guy. And it kind of struck me that there's probably a lot of people that don't know how to do that. And you're not going to know if no one ever shows you how to do it. So you can, if you're on live, it's just right down at the bottom of your screen. You can click in there and then your text box will come up and you'll be able to type, or if you're on your computer, you just hit in there and start typing. But to leave a comment at all on any video, it's always right below the video. You'll see a comments box and you can just click on that and then you can leave a comment. So if we can direct people.
And we do breed them.
What's that?
The comments.
Yes, I read every single one every time. And I like to put a little heart by it, even if it's a bad comment. I'll put a heart by it. Just that's my signal that I've already read it. So
and see, I do the same thing, but it's just for my personal same thing to know I've read it as well.
Right. Yep. Hit the thumbs up. But that's how your channel, Bob, is Northman's Keep.
Yeah. Yep.
Northman's Keep. Let me get that. So we'll put a link to that. Somebody remind me, please.
I appreciate that.
We have 3 reminders of
3, because I'm not going to watch this back. I don't have time to look. I don't have time to watch anybody else's stuff, including my own. So I don't watch these back.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear the banging going on your roof.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting bad here.
That's crazy.
But let's take some questions from the chat. Let's do that. So if anybody has a question for Bob, put that in caps so I can actually pick it out and discern it from everything else. Any more stories or anything like that you can bring us, Bob, and make it a show?
I can tell you about when I had an encounter with the little people. I won't tell you what they look like, but I can tell you kind of like what surrounded it.
Well, I know you were doing that with Miguel.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, he's gonna post it soon. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we kind of don't want to step on other people's toes.
No, no, that's understandable.
We like Miguel. It's not, and even if it's someone that doesn't like us or whatever, we still try not to step on anybody's toes and
right
and do that. But
well, Bob, let me ask you this: what are your plans for the spring? What do you want to do?
I would like to go back to the area where I had the encounters, check around, because in the last live I told you guys where I was in southern Michigan, near Ann Arbor, but in the wooded area up in Washtenaw County, and there was stick breaks and like stick structures and just out of place, look like art designs out of sticks in the forest, where you take this piece of wood and it was on a tree that was 20 feet away this way, wrapped around the other tree and like it made into like a triangle,
Mm-hmm. Well, now have you looked at topos to try to figure out where you want to go or what you think could possibly be a good spot?
What's a topo? I'm sorry.
Topography map. That shows.
yeah, I do look at those. Sorry, I'm ignorant about that.
I'm old, so it.
It's funny because I look at topography, but I didn't.
It's just always a good, thing that we always hear a lot of people talk about. When they're looking at an area, they'll look at a map, Google Earth it, just try to figure out where the natural hollers are at, or the creeks or water. Areas that could possibly keep people from crossing the creek or things like that. Basically places where if you were one or if you were playing hide and seek, where you think a good spot to hide would be.
Right.
That's my roof that you guys hear rumbling.
I do got another story from my stepdad, actually. If you guys would like to hear that. Okay, so
for sure, we still got 22 minutes.
All right. Cool. If anybody's ever heard of like Asheville, North Carolina, or the mountains, there's Barnardsville, which is I think 20 miles north of there. And my stepdad and his friends were up there, and they had a cabin like way up in the hills. And one night they were sleeping, and then they heard this crazy roar, and his friend was in the second story of the cabin, and he jumped out the glass at the second story after he heard that growl, that roar. And I had actually asked, my stepdad, well, where did what did it sound like? And he was trying to explain it, and he's just, it was like it went right through me. It was something with big lungs, and it was like a howl roar at the same time. So then I went on YouTube and I was looking up what could have made that sound, and I don't know. There's some people in the chats that I checked out. I don't know if I should say their names or whatever, but I went to their YouTube, and one of them in particular was really I think the guy lives in like Alabama, and I showed it to him, and one of the videos he said it made that noise. It was actually something.
Yeah, if he has a YouTube channel, definitely say it.
Is it Flat Rock? I think. Flat Rock, Alabama.
He's in Andalusia, Alabama. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I showed that to my stepdad. The one where I think it was like 12 minutes long or something, and all the animals were just howling. If you guys are listening, please check out his channel because you'll hear some crazy growls in the forest, whatever they are. And at one point, it sounded like a Bigfoot to me. it just compile from what I've heard, listening. There was a Wisconsin one that almost sounded like a dinosaur that sounded similar to it in certain ways. But yeah, he said it sounded like that.
Well, Ryan Carboy asked, Bob, have you ever heard a gator growl? Was that similar to what you heard? Have you ever heard a gator?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Well, since I'm from Michigan, so I don't hear gators too much, even though they're one of my
sounds
favorite
a
animals.
lot like a cougar.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I've heard them, but I can't say that I'm like really familiar like with how I know they would sound. I definitely heard them because I was out with actually this past summer I was in Hilton Head Island and I was out on a safari thing looking for gators.
It's low. The one we ran into at 168 that I almost stepped on.
I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
He was about a 6-footer, maybe a little bit longer, but he had a deep voice.
Yeah.
And hiss. I mean, just like a cat, like a big cat. And it was considered for a minute that this might be, and then obviously the thermal hit it and it was an alligator. And he snapped at me twice because I got the camera. I had the camera about 3 feet from him. I was trying to get a close up on him in night vision, and he snapped at the camera. So I've got all that footage. But
I love crocodilians.
I like this. If I can post it, John's 3 says it's not the critic who counts. It's those brave souls who venture daringly. Teddy Roosevelt's speech in Paris.
I like that.
What's wrong with my clicker here? Yeah, you can't listen. Look, a lot of people are going to criticize you. If you stay in this subject long enough, people are going to criticize you.
Oh, they're definitely. I'm getting it. About the little
usually it's not constructive criticism. It's
I'm getting it.
They question your intelligence,
intelligence. If
I
believed everything I was taught, I would never. If I listened to everything I was taught, I would never have seen this stuff and thought that it could be a Sasquatch.
I think I get called dumbass probably more than anybody.
When really you're the smart one.
Oh, am I?
but you know what, Bob? That's why you'll never hear us criticize people on this channel because we do want people to come forward. Somebody could be on the fence if they heard us, be a jerk towards somebody. Then they would go, nope, not going to do it. That's why we will not do it. It's
not in public.
Life's too short. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like in that last clip that I sent you guys, like that creature looked green to me. Did you guys pick up on that, or was that
maybe a little? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's again once it becomes compressed a couple times.
It's so bad.
It's grainy.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
It looked dark green.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Yeah.
But I've seen plenty of. Let me see if I have a picture of a Sasquatch here with a green face.
Yeah, that's why I brought that up because I know that in your videos you guys had 168.
Yeah,
that was a green one. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've heard several.
This guy right here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is triple compressed. This is not what it looks like on the film. It's just so pixelated and grainy here. But that you see the body, the apex head. But I mean, that's not going to convince anybody of anything. Right. Not even remotely close.
Right.
Let me see this one right here. You can't tell anything from that. I had some here that were decent. I thought, what is this? Oh, you know who this is? This is Mike Patterson's, and to me, it's great. It's one of the best ones you're ever going to see. Can you see it?
Yeah. Where do you take that?
Let me see.
Up there in Canada.
Zoom up on my screen.
Sasquatch, Ontario. Up there in Canada. You see it?
Yep.
I mean, those shoulders are wide. And you see the face. You see one eye, nose. You see that apex skull. You see that, Bob?
I think I do. I think I see.
I mean, it's hiding. It's back there. But and it was a long shot. I think it was, a pretty good ways off, 60, 70 yards. I thought I had some better ones in here. Daniela must have taken them down. Oh, well. We can only put so many up here. It's the thing about I don't pay for the Mac Daddy. What is this? Oh, this was that was, I don't want to show that because that's from Scott Smith that he sent me, that we will have a show with him as soon as his internet gets better. We got several people we need to get on with better internet.
Right.
Buzzard Roost, he's been sick too. He usually comes on.
I saw
He
him
usually
I
is
saw
in
him
the
in the
chat.
chat. Yeah.
Did you?
I saw him earlier in the chat.
That's going to be a story for everybody because he was in the military, and this was back, I think, in the late 70s, early 80s, and was ordered to hunt, I think, a family of these things with his troop or platoon or whatever. But I haven't gotten all the story, but it's going to be that's going to be a good one. We just got to get him some good internet.
Yeah, we're gonna have to catch him at least right when his cycles.
Yeah, when his internet it's not slowed down. This is the chat's kind of going by quick, so if I miss your question, I'm not trying to. Bob, are you going back to the same cabin again? Also, what time of year did your encounter happen?
It happened. It was either, I think, late August or late August of this year, of this past year. And yeah, I'm gonna go up in the area for sure. Yeah.
So are you gonna get camera equipment, all that, and start researching, or what?
Yeah, I do plan on doing that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually, when I was going out there, when I had that encounter with little people, I was actually recording. I was recording the whole time, and I didn't get them on camera. So
it's funny like that. Sometimes you think you're going to get them and you don't, and then when you don't think you're going to have anything, you look a year later and you get something.
I swear, I never thought that they existed.
Mark Ledford says during mating season for gator, it carries a long way off. It's the sound. It sounds to me like a loud scream. Now I grew up in the South, and there's been gators all around. And during mating season, which is March, when we are going to be down there, but it's a. Oh, are you kidding me? My computer. I love it. I'm trying to.
Buzzard just says his internet rolls over on the 18th.
Okay.
Or just saw that in chat.
Now my computer's just driving me nuts.
I'm excited to hear his story.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one for sure. We got to get with him. We got to get with him. I saw a question here, and I think it may be gone. Here's one. Bob, you believe in Dogman?
Well, probably. I've never seen it, heard it, or anything like that. But if, like in my case, I never thought that little people existed, and before I ever had an encounter with Bigfoot, I never thought Bigfoot existed. So I really didn't think little people existed. I'll put it that way. So they, I would say they probably do exist.
I never want to know if they do.
You have some kind of experience with that, right? Look, I had a lady tell me a story about a troll. She called it a troll, gnome, whatever you want to call it, but it was wearing clothes. Had a yellow hat, had a blue. It was stealing stuff out of her garden. Even found little footprints.
My stepdad has a story about them in North Carolina. When I told him about what I seen, he told me that one time he was up on a mountain at night. It was a really bright night, and there was these little troll people, and there was like 10 of them, and they were all jumping on the rocks, and they had hats on and full clothes and everything like that. That's not what I saw. That's actually not what I saw at all, but it's still interesting though,
Oh, that would freak me out.
Look, it's wild. But the thing is,
and his friend seen the same thing too, by the way. It was him and his friend. If you ask his friend, he'll tell you the same thing.
Well, she's telling me she would lose things in the house, and then they would show up in different places. And like the remote would be in the cabinet with the dishes, or would lose the keys or whatever, and then found them a few days later just laying out in the middle of nowhere in the open, and they would hear things all the time. She worked in a lawyer's office, and she always left before daylight to go to work. This was like an hour drive, and she had pulled out to leave and forgot something, and turned around and came back, and when she pulled up, her lights shined this thing. This little, she said 2 feet tall, had a yellow hat. It looked at her, didn't have any hair. She said she couldn't tell if it had hair on its face or anything like that, but it was wearing clothes.
I believe it.
Turned and looked at her and took off with its hands full of like peppers and whatever she was growing in her garden, okra, who knows. I didn't get those details. But they also, her husband went out there because she was scared to death. She went and woke him up. He goes out and shines. The sun's starting to come up and finds footprints. Nuts. Nuts. I told
That's
that
crazy.
story on the show.
Do you know like the area where they're not like just a general location?
I don't remember.
Could another term for that be a haint?
I don't know. I always heard a haint was like a disgruntled spirit, like maybe a poltergeist, but I think poltergeist has been labeled something else now.
Well,
I think poltergeist activity is more like psychic. Like it's because of the people in the house, like women that go through menopause, or really emotional things can cause this paranormal activity. That's just what I heard. I'm not a paranormal guy.
See, my grandmother used to say when we would go, my grandmother's from Andalusia, Alabama. That's why I know Flat Rock is. And my cousins used to live north of there in a little town called Gant. And grandmother would always tell us, watch out when you're playing in the woods at nighttime because the haints will get you.
Yeah. But, to me, that's more of a title than an act,
it let your, imagination go wild when you were 10 years old.
It's like Rougarou. It's like a Rougarou in the South.
Mm-hmm.
People talk about Rougarou in the South. They're referring to Sasquatch. They're not referring to this dogman thing.
Yeah, I don't want to see Dogman. I'm done.
Yeah,
Dogman.
I heard that a dogman. There was this cop that was followed by a dogman and ended up killing him or something like that in Texas. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Oh, thanks.
That's scary.
We're in Texas.
Yeah, don't even go there.
I'm sorry. That's funny. I actually got into contact with a guy that
we're still in Texas.
I know it.
That told me about this. One of Miguel's friends actually got in contact with me about little people, and he told me that that there was this one that when he was camping put a stick that looked like it was like carved right on top of his fire when he went to grab something out of his bag to his left. All of a sudden put a stick perfectly balanced right in the middle of this teepee fire that he was making, and then he heard little feet running by him and stuff like that. And that he's got pictures and stuff like that too. And I'm like, hey man, I believe you. I'm right there with you. I don't know anybody else that ever encountered a little person. So
I've never heard anybody taking a shot at one yet.
Well, I had a shot with my camera, but I was too scared to get him on film. I was so shocked at what I was looking at. I couldn't even turn my camera was like to the right of him.
Yeah, you see a little person, that's when you throw your bottle away out of your truck.
I don't know what to say.
Look, we talked about losing things, and now I cannot find my phone. Brad, if you see it, put it in the lost and found.
You want? I'll send you a text to see if it beeps.
Yeah, put it in the lost and found. Oh, you can't. I can't find the lost and found. We lost it. So try not to lose anything until I find it again.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Carrie, what is Sasquatch to you, Ugly? You know what, Lee? I quit doing that to myself a while back. Trying to figure out what it was. I stopped caring. Thank you, John. Very much appreciate that.
Hope that's one not banging on your roof.
No, that's definitely the wind. We only got a few minutes left. So Miss Chris says you're supposed to give little people an offering, a little bottle of whiskey, tobacco, and a piece of candy. But if the little people give you a piece of candy, put it in your pocket, don't eat it. Are you sure?
Uh-oh. I've actually heard that some Native American stories, they say to give them tobacco. I haven't gone back to the spot since it happened, but my stepdad and I are going to go. He wants to go.
People talk about gifting Sasquatch, and I don't think the gifting is the problem. I think it's when you stop. So if you started a relationship with whatever of gifting, especially food or tobacco or whatever. I think once you stop, you're in trouble. Mike Causey comes to mind.
Could make sense.
Yep.
Makes
You
sense.
don't want to
You put
twist
that
them off.
question in caps. Yeah. I don't see any more questions. If I missed your question, I apologize. I get to talking and I miss things. I don't see any more. Oh, wait, Jimbo. Did Bob sense anything at all just before his encounter?
I did. To the right of me, there was like rattling and stuff, and I looked to my right, and then that's when I jumped out in front of me on the trail.
Did you get any feeling like being watched?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
shared on your
100%. I was already getting scared and being like, "Hey, I'm coming
Brad.
peace."
The dread. There you go. I found it.
Yeah,
It was over here.
It was underneath. It was
I
underneath
was
the rag.
actually
Oh, it's shining
talking
through.
like,
How'd it
"Hey,
get
you
over
know, I don't mean you no harm. I'm just here looking at your stuff." You know, I felt it. I definitely felt it.
Brad, if you see a question, put it up there.
Okay. I know that
You say Ryan had a question?
yeah. Oh, no, you already read that one. You
I
found
did?
that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
found that one.
Found it. All right. Well, I don't see any more. But look, it's been a long week, and I was going to get with Bob, and we were going to put a show together, and that's on me. I didn't have a lot of time. He messaged me last night at 8:30, and I was in bed. And I was just like, I'm just too tired.
It's understandable, man.
This job has been rough, especially this last week, but it's starting to calm down a little bit. So we'll actually start to put some programs together for everyone and start. And I'm looking at some encounter guests. It's been hard. It's hard for Daniela to book guests because she's in England, and she gets all the emails she gets is the Your BF Story email, which is it even up here? Oh yeah, here. So if you have an encounter or anything that happened, you want to come on the show, you can email us here, yourbfstory@gmail.com. You can also email us at bigfootodyssey@gmail.com and Daniela@hiddenexistence.com. So take your pick. If you want to email, I try to check my emails every day, but I just don't get a chance to. And sometimes I don't get a chance to respond to, especially here recently. So I do apologize for that. It's usually better just to call me or text my number, my Bigfoot number, 601-215-0581. If you want to come on the show, like we always say, it doesn't have to be some epic encounter that happened to you, just an experience that you had, even if you think that you experienced Sasquatch peeking in your window, or while you were in the woods, screams, knocks, whatever, while you were camping, things happen, and you want to come on and talk about it, we're here.
Bring it on.
You're welcome to come. We'll do everything we can to make a show out of it.
I got a question for you, Kerry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Bring
And do it.
Well, I was just going to answer this. Did I contact Mark from Cascade Bigfoot several times? I emailed him. I've never heard back from him, but I did hear that he wasn't doing very well, that he was kind of sick and down. So I've emailed a lot of people that haven't got back to me. So that's the way it is. Go ahead.
Do you think there's a high population of Sasquatch?
I do.
In the U.S.?
Absolutely.
I do too.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was 1 million.
Me neither. I think that the juveniles are
more.
up in the trees a lot, to be honest. I really do.
Well, you hear numbers. A lot of experts will throw numbers out there. And there was an expert that threw the number out, 63,000. And I thought that was pretty exact. But I think they were going by counties. That there were there's so many, there would be so many in each county. Mm-hmm. But when you look at, I'm a metrics guy. I look at numbers. Scale is another thing that a lot of people don't really get. Have a good sense of scale and just how big the United States is, and how many areas there are around that no one has ever gone that we know of and recorded. I mean, we survey things by plane, now in a lot of areas because we just can't get to them.
Mhm.
I always use my good friend John Tate turned me on to the Culberson County, and everybody in the world fitting in Culberson County. You give them all 13 square feet, they'll all fit right there. That's nobody anywhere else. 8 billion people will all fit there. And and then I turn to the white-tailed deer population. There's 30 million plus in, between 30 and 35 on any given year of just white-tailed deer. That's not every other kind of deer. That's not blacktail and elk and mule deer. Just white-tailed deer in the lower 48 is 30 million. And how often do you get to see one of those?
And I'm trying to remember, and how many get shot in Texas every year? I actually just read that in the last week.
Texas is the highest population, and they've got almost close to 4 million white-tailed deer just in the state of Texas, and Mississippi is second.
I know Michigan has over a million deer.
Yeah, Michigan's got some big deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all over. They're all over.
Yep.
So, and
deer,
you talk, it's a creature that's not self-aware that we know of. We're pretty sure they're not self-aware. A slave to its stomach, bound by its own natural drives. And they're still hard to find. So a creature that's self-aware, predisposed to hiding from you, there could be a million of these things out there.
Can change color. I think.
Yeah, can be green, can be the same color as the bushes. Yeah, absolutely.
I really believe that. Yeah.
But hey, look, we've come to the end of our hour, Bob. We appreciate you coming back, and I apologize again that I wasn't able to get with Bob and actually make it a better presentation for everybody. Do it the best I can. So, but we appreciate you guys showing up. 364 people showed up live, and for those of you watching back, be nice. But if you want to help out, if you want to help out the channel, look, we've been an affiliate with My Patriot Supply for about 2 years. We haven't really pushed it that much. We just kind of started pushing that a little bit. But if you want to help us, help this channel or any channel, leave a comment, have something to say. It doesn't have to, be nice. That'd be nice if you were nice. And I get kicked in the teeth enough. I don't think Brad gets it as much as I do, but I say a lot more dumb things. That's why I don't mind anybody calling me dumbass. Sorry, kids. Because I kind of agree sometimes.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, I actually apologize too. I really didn't realize the quality was going to be that bad. On my computer, first it's okay to me. I can see everything
right.
clear.
It's because it's on your computer.
Being compressed.
And I don't know what kind of codec StreamYard uses.
Right.
But that matters on how things are unpacked.
It got really
when it comes to pixels. So what happens is pixels get mixed up with each other. And the codec means everything, how compressed it is and how unfolded, so to speak, it can get, especially. And plus, it's not just StreamYard. We're streaming to YouTube that defaults you to 480. You're going to be in most videos you watch are going to be in 480, 720 if you're lucky. You've got to put it in 1080 yourself every single time you go on YouTube. So, but hey, we made it to the end of the hour. I can actually finish my work and go to bed. So, Bob, we appreciate you coming back, man. You're welcome anytime.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Come back anytime. Me and Brad, we're going to do a members only show here coming up.
Okay.
I was talking to Daniela about. So, we'll let everybody know, all the members know exactly when that's going to be. Linda hasn't been able to mail the shirts and all that out. They're still sitting there at the house. So give her a little bit of time. She's going to get that stuff out. And that's all I got. Brad, you got anything?
It's starting to get windy here. So
yeah,
rock on.
West Texas, no trees. So again, thanks, Bob. Come back and co-host with us one night.
All right. Sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Night.